Welcome everybody, nice to see you all. My name's Vajradaka. I come and do the class once a month, usually the fourth Saturday of the month. And for those of you who haven't been to one of my classes before, I tend to do it a bit differently because I'm not usually either teaching or doing the standard meditations like the mindfulness of breathing or the metta bhavana. What I'm doing is I'm introducing approaches and principles, skills usually just within the context of awareness of the body and the breath, which you can then yourself bring into your meditation practice when you're at home or when you come to the centre at a different time. So they're what I would call sort of primary principles and skills. So I'm just going to start with a short introduction before guiding you in. So there's a very useful way of thinking about mindfulness generally, and that is in terms of a triad. And the triad is awareness, awareness of your body, how your body is, how it feels, what's going on every level, actually, including the more subtle, what is called the felt sense, which is like your body's sense of your mind, what's happening in your mind. And so the awareness of the body is an intention which you can just have all the time. You might notice you're away from it, but you then come back, including the felt sense. The second part of the triad is a sort of a mixture of your emotions, your mood, and your aspiration or motivation. It's a sort of mix. And I'll just say a few words, particularly about the motivation part, because I want to bring that out more in the meditation this morning. But I'll say that in a moment. I'll mention the third triad, which is thinking. What your thinking is doing and the feeling tone of your thoughts. I.e., are they acrimonious? Have they got all kinds of clingy feelings to them? Are they going round in circles? Are they quite light or heavy? Awareness of that, and whether there's something, as it were, going on in the background that you're not actually usually very aware of, and just sort of, as it were, broadening your awareness to take in the fact that you've got an argument going on with someone at the back of your mind, just to use that as an example. And go, okay, so that is going on and I need to clear that. So this triad, in a way, the motivation and momentum is more or less in the middle, because you need to have, you need to want to be attentive. You need to want to be here and engaged with what's going on. And so some years back, I came up with this question, am I up for this? And it's a very, very interesting question. And let's say, for example, in the community, when we meditate and then we have breakfast, and I might have introduced that at some point, and people say, well, actually, I got a mix. Part of me was up for it, and part of me was actually I can't be bothered. I don't want to. And then how do you deal with that? You know, how you need, this is why it's so important, because if you've got a part of you that goes, no, it will affect you. It'll stop the way that you engage directly in your awareness or the meditation that you're doing or your engagement with individuals. You know, you'll be only partly present or partly involved. So this question is actually really primary. It's in the middle. And it affects the others. Do I want to be in touch with my body? Well, yes. Or maybe. So this is the reason why I sort of always, or very often, introduce this. And I really do recommend that you incorporate it into the beginning of your own meditation practices. Right at the beginning, when you start to arrive, get in touch and get your intentions for what practice you're going to do, you ask yourself the question, am I up for this? And just wait for the answer. And being aware particularly of the whole front of your body, heart, chest area and belly, felt sense, when you ask that question. Because it will help you be more accurately perceptive about the yes and the no. I mean, let's just put it simply as yes and no. You know, it makes it a little bit easier. Just, there might be, you're kidding. No, I want to think about my holiday. You know, I come to the class, I turn up, but actually, I'm much more interested in my next trip. I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at myself. So then you go, this is, I want to now, I'll talk about how you, or ways of dealing with the no, a little bit more in the talk after the tea break. But very briefly, if you find a no, like no, encourage yourself. You know, using thought and memory. This is a good thing, actually. And I came all the way here this morning, and I came because I thought it was a good thing for me. And, you know, it always makes a difference. So in that way, your mind goes, oh, yeah, all right, yeah. And starts to be, as it were, converted to the yes. And so, yeah, my suggestion is just take this on. Take on that sensitivity. I'm rabbiting on, but I want to mention one more thing. We talk about growth and development, but a very practical, down-to-earth way of thinking about this is shifts. Is there a shift in my meditation? And becoming sensitive to when you become more settled, or become more open, or more positive. And the shift can sometimes be recognized through your body, like your breathing changes. You might sigh, for example, or your breathing goes deeper or slows. Or then there might be an opening or a lifting in your body when there's a shift, when there's more energy or more openness or more positivity. The importance and the value of watching out for the shift is you stay with the shift or shifts as they happen. And oddly, shifts might happen and you might ignore them and you miss it. Actually, you miss the shift. And you're carrying on. I'm focusing on the breath. You might be getting more concentrated, but I'm focusing on the breath. You don't actually feel what the concentration or absorption is like. And then you miss it. So this sensitivity to shifts is also a primary intention. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to guide you into a meditation. So I didn't say hello to everyone online before, sorry about that. Hello everybody. So settle yourself down into your posture, make sure you're comfortable. Arriving into a sense of your body, particularly a sensitivity to how it is. Connecting with it, exploring it, the sensations of it, but also the quality of it. And being aware particularly of the heart, chest and belly area. If there's any more subtle qualities in that area, apart from having eaten too much breakfast or not enough. Now being aware of your thinking. Do you have background thoughts that are not relevant to being here and present? And having the intention to watch out for them and to clear them as you go. The quality of them, are they sort of rather sharp or softer? Are they vague or direct? Just becoming familiar with what your thought processes and their feeling tones are like. And now coming more to this question of, am I up for this? Am I up for engaging wholeheartedly, being here with the body and the breath? and the meditation. Just ask the question quietly in your mind, sort of drop it in while being aware of the heart, chest, belly area. Being open to the yes, feeling the yes, embracing the yes, and noticing if there's any no, and just a short period of encouraging yourself to, as it were, convert that no to yes. Now bringing awareness particularly into your buttocks and your legs, contact with your seat, and the sensations that are there, how it feels. And now we're going to start meditation on the body and the breath, but bringing in the intention, the background intention, to be aware of shifts and to follow the shifts as they happen. So bringing awareness up to the belly and the breath. And if it helps, putting a hand on your belly and feeling the movement, connecting with it. Clear area of direction and engagement. Feeling the yes. settling your mind into the breath and the belly. Quick check if any background thoughts or fantasies have opened up, clear them and come back with a sense of gentle determination. Now, still with the breath, but now the whole back. So you have awareness of your back and the breath, and how the breath moves your back, rise and fall, expand and contract. The back and the breath. Feeling the sense of physical uplift as the breath comes in, but also in a way the yes being fed. Motivation to practice, or momentum to practice. And still with the breath now, but bringing the attention forward to the heart, chest area and the breath. So you're aware of the breath and how it feels in the heart chest area and the movement, but also being aware of the qualities in that area in the background. Still with the breath, but now feel the whole length of the flow of the breath. Engaging, coming close into it. being aware of any shifts by just letting your awareness, as it were, go a bit deeper, taking in what's happening. And now, still with the breath, bringing the attention into the nostrils and, like a zoom focus, the sensations in the nostrils as the breath comes in and goes out. Adjusting your attentiveness if you need to. And if you want to or need to, do the counting at the beginning of the in-breath, 1 to 10, while being aware of the sensation in the nostrils. But only if you want to. And dropping the counting, but staying with the breath sensation in the nostrils, adjusting your effort, checking if your mind has wandered and for any shifts. And resting. And when you're ready, coming back into the room. So there's a little finishing the meditation skill as well. And it has to do with a sense of what you learnt from this meditation going into the next meditation that you're going to do in the form of intention. So just to use what we've done, you might go, oh yeah, looking for shifts. That was very interesting. I'll carry that on. Yeah. Or I noticed that I needed to adjust my effort. I was a bit too laid back and I needed to engage a bit more. I'll carry that intention to next time. So there's a sort of continuity between one meditation and the next meditation with what you've learnt or what you noticed. So rather than no intentions from one to another, some intention. Oh, I need to check more, yeah, for example. Okay, well, we'll leave it here for the moment.